Hi, it's Dan here from Flexxable, and today I want to talk to you about 3 types of Facebook ads that are going to kill it in 2023. Let's get stuck in. I wanted to give you some of these tips, and of course they're not coming from something that we're just kind of guessing. We spend a lot of money on ads inside our agency. We see a lot of stuff inside my community as well, and I want to give you kind of 3 really good tips that you can go away and implement. And these are tried, proven and tested, and they're going to give you great results, I promise you that. So I'll go into each of these, but stick around to the end so you can see all of them. The first one is a lead form to advertorial. Okay, this is a real good trick I'm going to tell you about. The second one is Facebook Reels, taking your TikTok ads or video ads and putting them in and having Reels only targeting. And the third one is using symptomatic ads rather than talking about the problem, talking about the symptom of the problem. And I'll explain more later, but let's start with the first one, which is using Facebook lead forms to point traffic to an advertorial. Okay, so we figured this one out with a lot of testing. So originally we started running lead magnet ads. You know, everyone was talking about lead magnets and how good they are. And then we realized that if we run an ad to a lead magnet and people opt in to get it, then we deliver the lead magnet to them via email or SMS. But the problem is they'd have to go into their email, remember to check it, scroll down to the bottom, read the email, be persuaded to open it, wait for the PDF or whatever to download. And it's just too cumbersome, right? And same with SMS, they'd have to check their SMS and click a link that maybe they're a little bit concerned could be spammy or, you know, doesn't load properly on their phone. And we were seeing that a lot of people that were trying to consume our content weren't able to consume it because it was just cumbersome, right? And then we had this idea, and we'd use this kind of as well with our appointment setting funnel, where we take people through a lead form funnel, and then on the last step of the lead form, on the last page, we have something that kind of tricks the consumer into thinking that they've still got further to go. And it always starts with something along the lines of last step, ... and then whatever the kind of persuasion technique you have in order to get them to click below. And there's usually a blue button below. And what you can do is, rather than having a PDF downloaded, you can actually convert your lead magnet or whatever bit of content you've got and put it into an unbound page or a landing page or whichever way you like it. And just people click that button, that blue button below, they click and open it, and suddenly you're getting most of the people that consume your lead magnet or opt in for your lead magnet are going through to the advertorial. And then your advertorial can use all of the tricks of the trade. We've actually got a really great video on how to write an epic advertorial. You'll be able to find it here. And if you can master that, you're going to be able to get a lot of eyeballs on your advertorial for really cheap if your lead magnet idea is great. And how do I know this? We're running one of these at the moment for helping people with rising utility bills, right? Which is a big problem in the UK and or over the world really. And you know, rather than kind of running to an advertorial where clicks can be sometimes $3, $4, $5 per click, we're getting, with Facebook's lead forms, I think it's about 77p per lead at the moment with name and email address. Okay, and we've been running this for the last 3 or 4 weeks. We've got building up a huge database already. People are just going through, downloading the lead magnet or kind of opting in, not downloading it because we're delivering it. They're going through to the last stage, and then they're absorbing the advertorial off the back of that. And then once we've got them, they're reading the advertorial, we're bonding with them, we're solving problems for them, and then they get hit with the next email and maybe some manual SMSs and emails via high level. And suddenly we get them into the sales ecosystem, which we're still trying to figure out, you know, how to monetize this properly. But we're really excited about what this looks like. So, you know, if you are one of these people that knows how to write a good advertorial and has had traffic, you know, from Native or Taboola, Outbrain or whatever, sending traffic to an advertorial, and you're paying, you know, $1, $2, $3 per click, why don't you try this? Because of course, when you do it that way that I just explained, people have to leave the ad networks, okay? They have to go over to an external landing page. You lose a lot of tracking, and yeah, there are solutions around that, but if you keep everything inside Facebook to get the name and email, and phone, and then get them to the advertorial, suddenly you've got a way better kind of funnel going on than just a click to an advertorial. I'm rambling a little bit, but hopefully you can understand what I'm talking about. Okay, it's really worth trying. I suggest you give it a go. We're loving how cheap it is, and this was leading up to Black Friday, right? So we're going to see in the new year costs just plummet. We're going to be getting a lot of people coming in that we can market to, use our copywriting skills, our email marketing skills, our ability to create offers and position offers and transition them to different places. Tip number 2, I've been waiting to talk to you a little bit about this one, but the kind of tip came from one of my Flexxable students actually, who's someone that is in my high-level mastermind. We've kind of like told him it's time to get on TikTok, etc., and give that a go because you don't want to have all your eggs in the Facebook basket. And he got some TikTok ads made and put them over in TikTok and started to generate some leads, and things are going really well. And then he had this idea of, and it's not really rocket science, but I hadn't thought of it. Why don't you take the TikTok video or the video creative that you've got and put it straight into Facebook Reels, which I guess is Facebook's equivalent to the TikTok platform. And what he found straight away was that the cost per lead just like plummeted compared to what he was seeing in Facebook. I think it was at least 50% of what he was normally seeing. So what we did then, because I always like to test stuff before I let you know if it works or not, we took some of our ads for my Flexxable program and put that into TikTok and kind of saw how much it was costing there, and then took them and put them into Facebook Reels only. And lo and behold, exactly the same thing happened. We saw probably about a 40% reduction in cost per lead, and we were super happy with how that works. So it's a very fast and simple thing for you to do if you do have video creative. If you don't and you need to get your hands on UGC actors and people to do the content for you, then comment below. Actually, the name of the group's escaped me, but one of the people in my community has a Facebook group which is specifically for UGC actors, and you can hire them rather than going to the likes of Fiverr or Upwork or wherever you can to hire actors. And it's much cheaper, much faster. You get to interact directly with them, and it's a way better little community. So I want to give that a plug. If you do comment below, then we'll get back to you. Okay, so give Facebook, if you've got video creative and you're doing it for TikTok, then give it a go on Facebook Reels. It's going to work really well. Tip number 3 for 2023. I mentioned before about writing symptomatic ads and having ads that talk about the symptom rather than the problem. And we were talking about, a big problem everyone's having over here is utility bills are very expensive. They've gone up 2, 3, 4 times. The general public is struggling. There's a lot of people that are just not turning the heating on and just would rather be cold because they can't afford the rising costs, right? So there's a real big problem to be solved here, and that can be done in the form of solar panels instead of electricity. You've got insulation, boilers, you've got loads of home improvement stuff that can be sold to these people in order to help them with these problems, right? But a big mistake people make is when they're coming in and trying to attract this type of person is that they talk about the problem all the time, struggling with utility bills, download this, or, whatever that is. And it might work, right? And you'll be able to get some leads. But what's a symptom of rising utility bills? A symptom is if your energy bills have increased by more than a certain amount. So when I say symptom, it's usually something that you can kind of picture or see or point a finger to, and that's like a utility bill, right? So a lot of people are going to be able to picture what that looks like. They're going to have that in their mind. They can see that their bill's gone up or whatever. They probably might have looked at it a few days ago, which reminds them. And rather than, it's the same kind of like problem, but we're advertising with a symptom rather than the problem. Okay, and this can be applied to any industry that you're going after, right? So if it's mortgage rates and you're saying that interest rates are going up, get in touch so you can remortgage and lock in the lowest rate type thing. It might be better to run an ad that says, have you received a letter from HSBC, your bank, saying that the interest rates have gone up again? Okay, have you received something in the post? That's a very different and better type of ad than just talking about the problem over and over again, okay? Because the problem does work sometimes, but when you really nail that symptom, it just stops people in their tracks, and it works so well. So if you are running ads and you're really good at kind of writing copy and you like to advertise with frequency by adding lots of different creatives, which is very important, if you can start thinking about putting some symptoms into your ad copy rather than the problem, then things are really going to kick off for you. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this video today. I think these are 3 big trends that are going to work well in 2023. You should give them a go. We've tried them all. So please do implement and let us know how it went in the comments below. And of course, if you have liked this video, please give us a like so we know to create more like it. Comment below for the UGC group, and also if you've got any questions about what I've spoken about today. And lastly, subscribe to our channel, please, so you'll be the first to know when new videos are out. I'll speak to you soon.